Well, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We are the dogs, the detectives of Gotham. I am, of course, Detective Rand, and with me is my partner, Senior Detective
What's
Garrett.
what's going on? Welcome everyone to a an edition that we've been talking about for a while. Detective Rand, we've battled this one back and forth quite a bit, trying to figure out what would be the best. Who would be the best? I guess is the best way to put it. But to start it all off, tell me what are your thoughts on our current Batman situation about who's got the mantle right now. Of course, we've got Robert Pattinson, and they got the Batfleck, which I know is your favorite. I know Ben Affleck
Yeah.
is your absolute favorite. So when you're comparing those two, who do you think does a better job doing Batman versus Bruce Wayne?
Um, I've always said this. Bob Kane envisioned Bruce Wayne with blonde hair and this suave around him. Um, I love Ben Affleck's Bruce Wayne. Okay, Michael Keaton's Bruce Wayne to me is a little. It's okay, but I do like Val Kilmer's Bruce Wayne because
Thank
that
you.
was how Bob Kane envisioned him, and I know Bill Finger, um, created most of the Batman stuff that we know today. But I loved the way he looked. I love because originally that's how Bruce Wayne was supposed to look.
Right.
Now, you come fast forward to live action. We're only going to talk about live action, guys, so don't kill us. But the question of Bruce Wayne's, I love Ben Affleck's Bruce Wayne, um, but we get this is the Batman that's pretty much coming out of the door. I mean, he's going back out of the door. You know what I mean? He's getting ready to retire. This Batman is not a Batman in his prime. Um, Patterson, I don't know. He seems like an angry emo kid.
Right. I'll give
Uh,
you that one.
but I mean, again, you and I being from the streets of Gotham, we love that brutality because I'm telling you, when he met those gang members, and who are you supposed to be? And he beat that one down. And he looked up, I'm vengeance. I was like, okay, we're gonna roll with this.
Right. Yeah. It
Roll
was
with this.
more. It was more of just all out brutality versus the standard methodicness that we've seen from Batman before of the methodic moves, the ninja style blocks, and all of that, and it was just pure brutality. And that's when I'm like, all right, maybe he's got something in this. But at the same time, Pattinson plays, like you said, an emo kid, young, second year of Batman, just trying to find his way.
I think too. Um, Nothing against. I didn't like. Well, no, that's not true. Bale's Batman. And see, I'm really biased. I'm really biased because he just took me out of character. Anytime that where is he? I just God, I can't stand that. And everybody's like,
Exactly.
that's Batman. I'm like, no, that is not Batman. I'm sorry, it is not. His Bruce Wayne was a little bit better, sleeping in the office as they're doing this big sale and whatnot. You know what I mean? Because Batman's always tired.
Right.
Um, Michael Keaton, I loved his Bruce Wayne because he was always at home brooding. You know what I mean?
Right.
And that was one of the things why he didn't want to do the third movie because he wanted to lighten the character up a little bit, and they were kind of like, no, and then there were some other issues, but um I'm gonna have to stick with my original. I'm gonna have to go with unfortunately out the door Ben Affleck Batman as my Bruce Wayne because for me he reminds me of Kevin Conroy's Batman. He's got the square jaw. You know what I mean? He looks
Right.
like Bruce Wayne. But if you're going to tell me, if you're going to say, hey, Rand, what are we looking at? What's his name? Val Kilmer. His playboy persona of Bruce Wayne. The circus is halfway to Metropolis by now. To me, again, knowing Bob Kane, seeing that, and I just thought that was kind of life imitating art, so to speak.
Correct. And that's the thing that I think that's what drew me into Val Kilmer as, Batman and Bruce Wayne, was because he was that. I mean, he played Bruce Wayne to a T. He was that actual persona. Now, I will wholeheartedly admit, even though he's my personal favorite as, the two, Val Kilmer's, Batman was a little hokey, comic bookish. I mean, we don't talk about bat nipples at all. No one discusses that character at all because every fan that is a fan of Batman shies away and just says no, thank you. We don't talk about bat nipples.
Okay.
I would have to say Val Kilmer is it. I love Pattinson's raw take on it. I agree 100% with you. Christian Bale, the voice turned me off. I could not get past the voice, even though he put on the weight and he had the moves. I watched a video the other day where he had just done a movie where he had dropped down to like 115 pounds. It was skin and bones, and then he went and got like bulked up. And in the first test fit, they were like, is he going to fit the suit? Because he had bulked up so much. So he really, Bale really dove into the character, but his voice, that's what turned me off completely. If he would have just done a regular voice, I think I'd have been more appreciative of his portrayal of Batman and Bruce Wayne. That's all I'm saying.
Totally agree. Totally agree. Now I brought up this top 15s list. I'm pretty sure you have a list.
I literally read this list last night and was rehashing it earlier today. So you and I have been on the same page mentally about this without even knowing it, because I've gone through this list a couple of days ago, last night, and today. So 3 times I've this very list, and I had a couple in mind, already, and 3 out of the 4 that I picked are on this list.
Okay.
I believe 4 out of 4. It may be 2 out of 4. I'm not sure, but
I'm gonna be honest. I like his look, Aaron Taylor Johnson.
Right.
I love his look. Unfortunately, I haven't seen anything that he's done acting wise. So you know what I mean? I just like the look of him as Bruce Wayne.
He did an interesting character in Bullet Train, and he was also in The King's Man. Which it shows there. But both characters were comedic, so there's that.
And now this is a no.
Yeah, no. David Boreanaz is 54 years old. There's no way. I don't want to see Angel playing Batman.
Thank you.
No.
God, look, there's just certain people that don't. I mean, they get other roles, but so Tom Ellis, no, Lucifer. You're right. Yeah, I'm pretty sure your wife would like that. Jedi Joe.
No. We're not putting a fallen angel in. We're not giving a fallen angel wings and then letting him go out and destroy people. That's just wrong. We're not doing that. Now, Richard Madden, he's number 4 on my list.
Okay.
On my top. That's number 4.
Okay.
And here's the reason why.
Okay.
It's like you said about the original, about the one you talked about. I like his look.
Yeah.
I mean, I sent you the picture of him just in the suit.
Yes, you did. Yes.
Can you pull that up real quick and just in a suit?
Okay, hold on. I just gotta just grab that real quick, and then I can put it right on over there. Because I truly think when you showed it to me, I was like, I never even thought of this dude. Because then when you, like I said, when you showed me the picture, I was like, okay, I like that.
Because in here you don't see it, but the minute he's in a suit, you see it.
Here you go. Boom.
That's Bruce Wayne. I mean,
in this picture, the eyes, the determination in the eyes.
See, you get it. That's what I'm saying.
Determination in the eyes. I'm sorry. I can hang with that. I can hang with that. I would like to see that. Now this is a no.
Yeah, no. Richard Armitage not happening. Oh, so Marky Mark says
Marky Mark said he's got him on his list too.
Yep.
Okay. Scott Eastwood. I thought this was interesting.
Yeah, see now this one I almost wrote Scott Eastwood down if he shaved and dyed his hair blonde like it used to be before he did the Fast and Furious franchises. When he was still keeping it blonde, okay, maybe that dirty blonde that he used to have would work.
Yeah.
But when he went with the whole Fast and Furious franchise and he grew the beard and he went with the dark hair, because again, it's the facial jaw features, it's the eyes.
Definitely.
Yeah.
No. We look. Marky Mark, come pull your boy back to Metropolis. Look,
right
now. I just have to decline. It's a soft decline.
It's a hard decline for me, and and here's why.
Okay.
Sam Witwer is Doomsday.
Yeah. Oh, now see, I even forgot about his Smallville stuff. I forgot about that. So you're right.
He was Doomsday. He played an amazing role as Doomsday and everything. Even before he transformed, whatever. Just prepping for transforming into Doomsday. Just that persona that he had. I can't see him moving that over to Bruce Wayne Batman. I can't see him doing that.
Yeah, I like him, and the guy he's an avid D&D player. He writes D&D books.
Right.
Of course, we know he's Star Killer.
Right.
That might be a spoiler alert for a certain show we're all watching.
There you go.
But like you said, and then when you said Doomsday, every time I see him now, especially if he comes into the DC universe, I'm gonna say that's Doomsday.
Right.
Yeah.
See here, he's on my list. He's number 3 on my list. Alan Richardson.
Bro, I forgot how good he is in Reacher.
Right, but
I'll
throw you one better. Have you seen him in DC's Titans as Hawk?
Yes. Oh my God.
Okay, that raw anger as Hawk. Could you just take that? The blonde hair. I mean, Alan Richardson is he's on my list, man. Is playing.
Well, right now I'm leaning towards him because I like the fact that he's big. I love Michael Keaton to death. I do. But they didn't put on Ben worked out. He had because of course Henry worked out and he didn't want to be this little shrimp standing next to Superman. You know what I mean?
Correct.
This dude is big. And I believe that it was Sylvester Stallone who said that these guys are killing the action stars franchise because they don't have to work out. They can put on a rubber suit with all the muscles and all this other stuff. So I can appreciate somebody that looks built without a suit, and then you got to build that around them.
Correct. And the thing about Alan is for them, you're right. The suit for him, they would have to build a suit that is maneuverable and stretchable and breathable for him. And he wouldn't need it to have muscles built in because they would show through the suit.
Yes, sir.
point blank. And again, that's what they did for him in DC's Titans as Hawk. I mean, he was just a beast.
Yeah, he was. And
And,
I love that story. I
and
love that Titan story. And you were the one like, hey, man, did you see it yet? No. You got to go back. You got to go back and check it out. Your stuff has been on the money when it comes to stuff like that. Now, this is a no for me.
right.
Look, this is a hard no for me. And look, and I know some people out there going, oh, why is that? Well, first of all, let's state the obvious. This dude has no muscles. That's one. You can put the little rubber suit on him or whatever and give him the stuff. But, you know, Bridgerton, I'm going to see him as this Casanova guy that was, not trying to impregnate his wife. It may be CGI. Look, no. Look, now he might be right for Jace Fox as Batman.
Right.
Okay. I'll give him that. You want to call him Jace Fox, but if I'm getting a Bruce Wayne, it better be somebody that can really pull off the look of Bruce Wayne.
Correct.
And it is, and believe me, a lot of people, well, Bruce Wayne can be. No, Bruce Wayne cannot be anybody. He comes from a long line of Waynes. They are European. That's the whole point of Batman.
Now,
with the fact that, let me stop and say this with you real quick.
Yeah.
I'll only take a couple minutes. This thing that anybody can be Batman, does that bother you?
Yes, it does. Because, again, and this is going to go back to something we have said in I don't know how many roundtables that we have had. It's the character. Stop screwing with the character. Let's leave it as it is, and stop trying to give us the woke society of it needs to be inclusive and all this other shit. No, let's keep it what it is. Now, with him, I could see him in the Batman franchise even if they want to go back and make him Lucius Fox, we could do that if they want to go back to, something like that. But
yeah, I think he'd make a good Lucius Fox.
Right. The glasses alone, the beard, the goatee thing he's got going on, that serious kind of engineer look. And you can't tell me that guy doesn't look like somebody you want to go to and have him make a prototype or something for you.
Yeah. Yeah, my whole problem, like you said, with the people that do that stuff with when they say, well, Batman is this. No, the whole point was Batman was defined by that tragedy. No one can just put on the suit and be, I'm Batman, because you don't have that drive. You don't have that tragedy that pushes you to go forward. Right. And unfortunately, it shows in some of the writings. They have the new Batman, Jace Fox, and he goes, Bruce was always above the city, never on his nose on the ground. And I'm like, apparently somebody who's writing this comic does not know what the hell they're talking about, because that's not Batman. Batman was always there. Matches Malone was always in the bars getting information and figuring stuff out. He was a master of disguise. And now you're going to tell me he was always above the city looking down on, that's this crazy woke crap that people keep putting out. And they need to stop.
It boils down to the simple fact that we've said 100 times, Hollywood has gotten lazy. They have no original thoughts. And at the end of this, I want about 3 to 5 minutes that I want to talk about Hollywood stuff for a minute, because I don't want to get political, but I want to say something to open people's eyes about stuff that we're talking about.
Okay. All right. So we got number 3 here with Jake Gyllenhaal.
No, hard pass.
Yeah. I look at him more of as a Riddler or Calendar Man.
I mean, he might be able to pull off. I could see him pulling off, maybe a possible Harvey Dent Two-Face.
Oh, okay.
There's a possibility, but I would really rather see him as Sandman.
Ooh,
Clayman. I'm sorry, Clayman.
Okay, I can see that. Oh my God, Magneto.
See, this one I was on the fence about. I was on the fence about this because I was like, okay, I like Michael Fassbender. I like his, mannerisms. I like how he's most characters you see him in, he's very cold. And
Yeah.
if you're a fan of Batman, deep down, Bruce and Batman are just cold. They keep their feelings locked away. And Michael Fassbender as Magneto and a few other things I've seen him in, that's the roles he takes. I'm not saying he's typecast as that, but that's the roles he's good at playing. He's very, cold-hearted, very, strict to the script. Let's just get through it. Let's do it and move forward. So this would be kind of I'd watch it, but I'd have questions.
Gyllenhaal probably would be good as a Mad Hatter too. I think so.
Yeah.
I like him only because that one scene where Magneto he turns the thing and he's got that that look in his eye, and when he killed his maker.
Right. When he Kevin Bacon, when he killed Kevin Bacon.
Yeah. I thought that was excellent. I thought his acting was good. Now this is the one I have a problem with.
Oh, see why? Okay, we're going.
Bro, I want him as Red Hood.
Okay.
I want him as Red Hood so bad I can taste it, because we know him as Dean.
Yes.
And he played the Red Hood first in an animated Batman short. And I just think, and after The Boys, you can't tell me that ain't Jason Todd.
I'm gonna give you an 85% on that. I 85% agree with you.
Okay.
But I got to look at the fact too of he has also voiced Batman.
Yeah.
In the
animated
series.
Latest, I believe it's the latest DC.
Warworld.
Yeah, Warworld. Yeah.
Yeah, he voiced Batman, and his voice to me, and just watching it, the only reason I finished watching the whole one because there's kind of Warworld was kind of weird to me, but the reason I did finish watching it was because the fact that he sounded like Kevin Conroy.
Yeah, he had that voice. I have to give you that. I don't. Maybe because, like your son, I'm a big fan of the Red Hood.
Yeah, no, you know what? Like I said, I agree with you. I'm just 15% on the fence of.
Yeah,
I would like to see him as Batman, but I do agree he would make a good Red Hood.
And he was also Batman in The Long Halloween. So yeah, I didn't even know that either. Matter of fact, and now I want to go back and watch that. Luckily, we can. It's on Plex.
Yes.
Thank you, Marky
Mark. Shout out to the Markster.
Right? Because this is. I mean, oh my gosh, man. Now I'm kind of like, you know what I mean? I like that. I like the long Halloween. I'm like you. I'm like with you. World was kind of hit or miss on me on that one a little bit, but I stuck around because we're Batman fans. We're Gotham boys.
Exactly.
I wanted to know what was going to happen with him and the way he did it, and then of course when he put back on his his cape and cowl, I was like, okay, cool. So I got you on that one.
Yeah. So the only other one that I had on my list that's not on here.
Okay.
And maybe it's just because I'm a fan of his work. Stephen Amell. Now, we all know he did Arrow. Right now, he's doing the show Heels. But I sent you a picture of him again, just kind of that look of his.
Hold on. I think let me. Did you send that in this?
Yeah.
Okay, hold on. I'm gonna try to pull it up here. Just give me a second here, because this is definitely, oh God.
And I'm going to tell you why I agree with your Red Hood when you pulled up this picture of Stephen Amell.
Okay. Here we go. Look at that.
Okay. Take a look at the eyes. Take a look at that squared off jaw.
Yeah. I can see it. God, I can see it. I mean, of course, if you wanna, oh my, was this? My wife likes James Theo. Okay, okay, okay. But I loved him in Arrow.
Oh, I did too.
I thought, especially those first 2 seasons of Arrow,
Yeah,
before it got really, bogged down with some stuff.
right.
But again, square jaw, intense eyes. Those eyes to me are more of not more of a predator or something, but they're
What are you hiding?
definitely, I'm going to bring justice. You know what I
Right.
mean?
And it's that.
And
What are you hiding? What are you not telling me?
yeah, definitely,
You know,
definitely.
and I'll say this. I would love, even though they're both about the same age, Stephen Amell and Jensen Ackles, I would love to see them pair up as Batman and Red Hood go against each other, because they've always wanted to do a show together.
Now look, we got our Metropolis boy trying to bring in Robbie. No, man, Robbie, no. Robbie is a baby face, bro.
Yeah,
He's a baby face. Maybe as a Robin.
maybe as Robin. I mean, that might work.
But
I like Robbie Amell in Code 8. Have you seen Code 8 with both?
Yes, I did. I have seen that.
Love
Yeah.
Code 8. I am really big in the Heels on Stars. If you haven't watched any of Heels, it's wrestling. Season 2 is out right now. It is phenomenal with Stephen Amell. But I will say this: the 4 that I have on my list, 3 of them were on that list that you pulled up. So I would say we picked some good ones. What do you think?
Oh no, definitely. I think the ones that we picked out should, I'm hoping James Gunn is looking, and another thing that I would prefer, can we just get an American actor to play Batman? I know a lot of people like it's called acting or whatever else, and but if we're doing things where a gay man has to play a gay man, I want an American Batman. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I love it. Christopher Reeve has a special place in my heart, just like Adam West does. These are the guys that really broke through the barrier and gave us our heroes. Michael Keaton brought balls back to the Batman. And then we go to Bale, who gives a realistic look at what Batman could be.
Right.
Now the other guys that played, we won't talk about the Clooney.
No, we don't talk about Pat Nipples.
And with
Robert Pattinson or Ben Affleck?
No, Val Kilmer.
Val Kilmer, okay.
Val Kilmer, we get introduced to Robin, and you have a Batman struggling with this. Well, he's more of an adult by that time, which still kind of messed me up because, Robin should have been at least if anything, a teenage boy
in high school.
But, something. But anyway, we get introduced to that Batmobile, which a lot of people love. I'm not a fan of it, but I loved it. You know what I mean? And yes, unfortunately, they threw a lot of camp back into this movie. But for what it's worth, Two-Face, we get to see detective work. Him and Alfred working out stuff.
Right.
It was that great combination of what was going on there. So you have to give him that mention. You have to give Val Kilmer that mention. I have a Val Kilmer figure around here somewhere, but you have to have that mention for him. Again, we're not going to talk about the Clooney until we talk about the Flash, and that was the perfect ending for that movie for me because I'm sitting here screaming, "Not Clooney, not Clooney!"
I know. I was sitting right down from you, and I was like, "Oh, what's Clooney?"
I mean, but it was a perfect fit for that. He broke time, he broke the thing, and that for me was a perfect fit.
Oh yeah, it was amazing how they did it.
I mean, I thought it was well done, but again, if they do give it to anybody, now this is what I've heard. according to James Gunn, anybody doing the animated voices are supposed to be doing the acting because it's all going to be one universe.
So we could see Jensen Ackles.
So we could see Jason Ackles.
Yep.
So I'm, cross our fingers. I know he'll do a good job because I know he respects the character.
Oh, absolutely. He's always been a Batman fan. In fact, there are episodes of Supernatural that you can catch. Sometimes if you watch closely, he's reading a Batman comic on, like when they're like talking or whatever, or he's in a coffee shop, he might be reading a Batman comic. So he respects the whole, genre of the Bat universe.
Marky Mark
did not look good in the suit. No, he did not.
Look at this man from Metropolis, sir. Do I have to come over there and check your badge? Do I have
has Martian Manhunter taken over the man from Metropolis? I think we're getting.
I'm beginning to wonder. Special crime unit over there in Metropolis. What's going on over there?
I think Martian Manhunter is transformed into Detective Mark.
But I think, like you said, man, I really do. I think it's in good hands if we get somebody like that.
Yeah,
they have to respect the character, because anybody that comes out, and I have to say this because I witnessed a young lady say she watched all the show. Oh, in the suit in the Flash movie, yes, in the Flash. Oh man, when he came out that car, with that suit on, yeah. What's the matter with you, Barry? I was like, oh damn, okay. I know, don't get me wrong. I hated that it happened, but it fit the movie perfectly.
Oh, yeah.
That whole scene fit the movie perfectly.
Yes. I agree 100% on that. You're not going to get an argument from me.
Right. And I think, you just have to somebody respect the character. I heard a young lady say that, she watched all of a certain show called Rebels, and, she watched her counterpart, her cartoon counterpart, and she took it all in, and then she threw it all away. And I was like, ooh, see, that does not make me feel good when you say stuff like that.
Right.
Respect where you came from with the privilege of what you have. And now you have the privilege of carrying on a legacy character. So have that privilege. But I believe you, sir, wanted to comment on the state of Hollywood.
I do. So, and this goes back to Stephen Amell. Just couple of weeks ago, he was at GalaxyCon Raleigh. We know that, we were trying to go and we couldn't go. And he was asked in the panel, what he felt about the, SAG-AFTRA situation and them, picketing and all this other kind of stuff. And his basic, not going into details, just kind of paraphrasing, his basic thing was he agrees with what's going on, that there should be some changes and there should be things happening and stuff. But the picketing and the complaining that, that the actors are out there, kind of doing, the writers are one thing, but the actors out there trying to show it. He's like, why are they even involved? Because we get paid enough as it is. He goes, I make plenty of money from Arrow. I made plenty of money from Heels. Why are they doing this? And to his point, he goes, we shouldn't be involved in that side. Let the writers and that stuff work it out. Now, that being said, you and I both are wrestling fans. Marky Mark is a wrestling fan. I'm not sure if you guys are aware of this, but wrestling, those wrestlers have to be part of SAG-AFTRA because they're considered performers and actors. They have to. They have to.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, they have to get their cards. The writers have to be part of it because they're writing scripted shows every week. Now, you tell me how messed up is Hollywood that they allow one part of Hollywood to strike and a different part of their guild, they call it, to not strike, that are putting on weekly shows, that are putting on, pay-per-views, like AEW just had theirs, last night, AEW All In. New Japan Pro Wrestling just had one the night before. WWE has their pay-per-view. What is it? Payback next Saturday. And they're doing, Raw is on right now. WWE Raw is on. Dynamite is on Wednesdays. We've got NXT on Tuesdays. We've got, New Japan Pro Wrestling. We've got Impact. all of these other CCW, all these other wrestling things that they have to be a part of. How do you think wrestlers go from wrestling into Hollywood so easily? Because they already have all of their credentials to move over into doing movies and shows. They don't have to apply for that stuff. They already have it because they're part of a scripted, televised show or program that is written, that is produced, and that they perform as actors. Yes, we love professional wrestling, but I'm the first person, being a 47-year-old male who has watched professional wrestling since I was 3. I know it's scripted. I know the outcomes are predetermined. I understand that they will get hurt and all that, but there are predetermined outcomes to everything. That is watching a soap opera. That's basically what it is. So why is one part of it allowed to pick it and all this other stuff, and they want to create this side of it, but they want to leave the other side alone? Can anyone ever explain that?
you show you. You just told me some stuff that I didn't know about, like that. I mean, I hadn't truly thought about it, but yeah, now that you said what you said, I'm like, yeah, and that, like you said, that's another thing too. Like you said, how are you letting this go on but not have that go on?
Right. If we're going to strike and picket and shut everything down, no production, then why are you allowing these other ones to do it? I mean, granted, I want to see people work. I don't want anybody to lose, to be in a situation where they can't provide for their families. But if these actors have made so much money that they can walk a picket line for 3 months now and not worry about paying their bills, something's wrong. And that's what Stephen Amell's whole point was.
Yeah, and sadly, I think he had to concede a little bit because he had to go onto the picket line.
Right.
Because I mean, you guys gotta understand, as actors, they do have their own opinions and their own beliefs, but their jobs, their livelihood depends on saving face with the studios and all these other people. You know what I mean? They can't just come out and say stuff, like certain Snow White princesses are doing.
Yeah.
And then expect to be okay. It doesn't work that way. You have your own, and he's had to leave social media before for a little bit, and I mean, because of his opinion. And I just think sometimes we forget they're human, they're people too. They have the right to disagree with whatever we're saying.
Yeah.
And it's just sad that, he has to be kind of browbeaten into doing certain things like that.
Right. No, I agree.
You know what I mean? Because he had his thing, but again, his agent, hey, look, you got to get back out there because X, this could cost you whatever. So it is what it is. But Detective Garrett, September 16th is Batman Day.
It is Batman Day. We are going to have a giveaway on Batman Day, pun intended.
Well, I've been looking at some certain things that I was thinking about, and normally we give away a t-shirt and all this other stuff, and I figured we can't do a lot of something.
Right.
But we can do one or two things of something. And you and I both have a passionate love for the Bat vehicles and whatnot and everything else.
Right.
And I'm thinking maybe what we do is we can either give away a Lego Batmobile, or we can give away the Batwing from the Flash movie. Now, of course, this is not the $200 Batwing.
Right.
I don't want anybody, because Detective Garrett or myself would have to have that before we gave it away.
Oh, 100%.
So
sorry about their bad luck, but they haven't.
what we're going to do is we'll be making some announcements in between there. Detective Garrett and I. We'll come back in. Was that, I think, 2 weeks, right? 2 weeks. So that
yeah, it should be. Let me see.
The 11th, the week of the week of the week of the giveaway.
Yep.
And what we'll do is, on that day, we're going to ask you guys either a certain question or to put done under here, and we'll throw your name up on the wheel. Oh, by the way, Hatter's Hollow has entered this as well.
Yes.
So there will be.
I want to throw a pot sweetener in there.
What?
There will be a, on top of what we've already talked about, there will be a couple of collective sets, or just sets of Batman comics. that are. It's going to be a set, of actual comics that will be sealed up and boarded, all that kind of stuff. So, that there will be a set of Batman comics to sweeten the pot of giving away. So, true Batman fans can see what we see every day when we pick up. Because, believe me, comics are where my love of Batman started.
I hear that. I mean, that's perfect. So, guys, next week, September 11th, we're going to go ahead and talk to you guys again. And then on that Saturday, we'll be dropping this. It will be an instant thing. Hopefully the winner can contact me. So look, we're looking at 3 giveaways. Now, I'm not going to say anything else about that. Because there's some other things in the works. There could be more. I have to talk to a few other people and see what we can do. But we're looking at a kind of metal Batman type thing happening. Yeah, I've been talking to some people, and I gotta take a look at a few other things to get, maybe, but that's what we're looking at. I'm not going to say any more on it. We'll talk more on it when we come back on September 11th. Go ahead.
I was going to say, if we have any person that doesn't win, instead of re-scrolling or it's like somebody doesn't contact us, instead of choosing a second one like you guys did for the last one, we will allow Two Faces Coin to choose a random person from the 757 and Cosmic Portal from both groups. So you will have over 500 people, and it will be a random flip of the coin, and we'll just choose somebody off the flip of the two-faced coin.
Oh, I like that. I think that's the plan. I like that a lot. I think that's where that's at. Anything else before we close?
No, sir. I think we've hit the 45-minute mark, right kind of where we wanted to hit. So we are good.
All right, then, guys. We will see you again here in Gotham. And Special Agent Marky Mark,
Martian
we
Man,
might have to take a trip to Metropolis to make sure that you are, sir, who you say you are. That George Clooney.
I'm telling you, it's Martian Manhunter trying to punk us.
You kind of got me when I don't know. That's Marky Mark. All right, guys. From the Detectives of Gotham, we wish you a safe and peaceful night.
Enjoy.
Please subscribe and hit that notification bell, and thanks.